So Wally Szczerbiak and Alan Hahn on the road together with them. They always ride into work together, always ride home from work together. And you know what? They're always late for work. Always late. Day after day after day, and maybe now we know why.
All right, off to work, but of course, gotta get Wally. Let's go!
Let's do this! You're late, Hahn. Drive! Are we on? Are we cranking?
Yeah, we're on. Let's go, man. All right, we're heading into work, as we always do. And I'm driving like I always do.
So what about the Knicks? What are we thinking for next year? Watching these summer league games.
Do you want to play the lineup game? People love the lineup game. So my starting, Dennis Smith at the 1. Because Bullock won't be available, it sounds like. Dotson's my 2. I want defense. I want three-point shooter. I want some skill. I want some experience. My 3 would be Morris. My 4 would be Randall. My 5 would be Mitchell.
I like it.
Now, my bench gets interesting because I want my young guys. I want Peyton, who pushes the ball on the court with my young guys, with Knox and with Barrett, who have to run,
and
which will be helpful.
They need pass first point guards.
Yes.
Knox and Barrett need to get into the flow.
And they need to get up the floor, which is what Peyton does.
Right.
That will help them, and it also allows them to play. You always say this. It allows them to play against 2s for a while.
Right.
Play against backups.
Yes.
Get yourself comfortable. Get some confidence, and then earn your way into starting lineup.
I agree.
But it's just better for their development, and it also says we're trying to win.
Right.
We go with experience to win, and if you want more minutes, you got to earn them.
Yep.
And I think it's that's probably the best way to go. Portis is a good stretch guy off the bench.
Awesome backup.
And now you've got what do? You
Josh Gibson.
Don't forget Alonzo Trier.
Yeah.
And that guy can get you 15 to 20 off the bench.
Iggy Brasdeikis.
Brasdeikis is going to push. So it's going to be very competitive. I like it.
All right, my starting 5, Dennis Smith at the 1. I love that. I think he's going to have a breakout year. He's saying all the right things.
Yeah.
And he seems like he's smarter. He's just got to be smarter. I want him to be a smarter basketball player. He's got to get his basketball IQ up. He's got to learn from the first 2 years in the league, learn from his mistakes. He's got all the talent, all the ability, all the athleticism, but he's got to take a step up cerebrally as far as his mental game.
Okay.
The 2, RJ Barrett. What I loved about him is he's rebounding the basketball, and that'll get you in the flow offensively. When you play a floor game, rebounding, passing, defending, getting steals, that leads to getting into the flow offensively. You're not putting as much pressure on your offensive game. You start getting those easy baskets in transition. You start getting your shooting percentage up. You start hitting those rhythm threes. I just watch him on the floor, Alan, and I look at the way he moves, and I look at his body, and I know when you're an NBA player. I know it. I know when you're an NBA player, and he is. My 3 is Marcus Morris. I need a guy that
can he be a 3? Like my only concern is he a 3 because he's kind of more bulky?
I think he came to the Knicks because he wants to be a feature guy.
Oh yeah.
But I think he's ready at this point in his career to take the jump, to be a number 2 option, to be a number 3 option, to be a guy that Coach Fizdale can rely on every single night to go out there and guard a LeBron, guard a Paul George, guard a Kawhi Leonard. And it's time for him to take that step and be an alpha. And I think that's why he wants to come to New York. Julius Randle at the 4.
Yep.
And I think you need a hybrid 4, a hybrid 3-4 with Morris, who's a hybrid 3-4. So those guys are kind of like interchangeable a little bit. So, maybe Randall one night will guard the 3, who's not a great outside shooter, and Morris will come down and guard the 4, or vice versa. Got to start with Mitch at the 5.
I agree.
Now,
I think he's ready.
I hope he's ready. I hope he's ready. Well, still has some developing to do. I love him. He's second team all rookie.
He's a tough dude, too.
He's a tough dude. He's a great defensive prowess. Then my bench is absolutely jacked. I mean, could be one of the best benches in the league. Easy.
That's part 1 of 4, and just for the record, they were late that day.
I like nobody took blame. Like Allen's blaming Wally for being late. Wally's blaming Allen for being late.
You know, normally you would think that they would hit traffic. Didn't look like they hit traffic, and they were still late.
They're on their way to Starbucks.
It'd be very interesting, though, John, when you talk about the rotation, because David Fizdale has a lot of guys that have experience and you would think are going to deserve playing time. How is he going to manage this?
Well, more so than the playing time is the practice time. The Kevin Knox going against Morris every day in practice is only going to make him better. That's going to be a great war every single day. Mitchell Robinson and Randall going against each other in the drills are going to make them better every single day. Like, that's what it's about. Those competitive battles that you have every single day in practice. For me, it was myself and Larry Johnson every single day, going after it, getting after it, almost coming to blows sometimes. But that's why we're such brothers now today. Because I knew when the time for war or time for battle, I knew I could count on him, and he knew he could count on me. You want guys you can go in the foxhole with, so to speak. And Larry Johnson found out through a couple of weeks of practice with me that I was one of those foxhole guys.
It sounds like that was an amazing practice experience. Has it varied? Have you had some good ones, some bad ones as a pro?
Oh, my God. I started out my first couple of weeks of practice, and I came in as a scorer, Fernando. Like, I was a really good scorer in my mind, like the best ever. And I went a couple weeks, I didn't score. Like, I was going against guys who were just better than me. And I had to make some adjustments. And Herb Williams, who I call Confucius, because he's the smartest guy I've ever been around, Herb Williams told me a couple things in practice, pulled me aside and taught me some things. And after that, it was lights out, and I was able to lead our second team to actually beat our first team sometimes in practice because of it.
And, John, if you didn't have that, you wouldn't have become a better basketball player,
absolutely.
right? So that's the competition aspect that you want to breed if you're a Dave Fizdale, or if you were coaching at the time, or, excuse me, when you were playing at the time, Van Gundy, kind of preach for you guys. You want that type of environment. So you have a young guy like Kevin Knox, like an R.J. Barrett, to learn from these vets like a Marcus Morris or Julius Randle. Hey, this is how you prepare. This is how you get better.
So good for a young guy.
Yeah, and we're going to go at you until you learn. If you don't learn, then you're not going to get as many minutes.
Rotation for the Knicks this year is going to be very interesting. For more great videos from the MSG 150, check out right there. And remember, our show is on Monday through Thursday, 8 to 10:30 p.m. on MSG Network and MSG Go.